Good morning and welcome to the Paul Green Comedy PaulCast. It is April 28, 2024. This is episode 151. Does something look different? What? This isn't my normal podcast location or no location at all, where I just have a graphic that I created in Canva with an audio track for YouTube. You got me. I am currently coming to you live. That's not true at all. This is coming to you recorded from the Magic Castle in Hollywood, California, the exclusive Magic Club, which, by the way, by their own rules, prohibit video and photography in their facility. Yet I have gotten special approval to record an episode of the Paul Green Comedy PaulCast. So I am currently in the Albert Peller Theater, which is one of the many, well, not many, there's about 5 different theaters within the facility of the Magic Castle. Those of you following the podcast know that I have been performing here, playing the piano for a incredibly talented magic duo known as the Charlatans, which consist of my buddies Bill Cott and Dave Cox. I have actually had Bill Cott on the podcast before, and I don't want to make any guarantees, but there is a good chance that I will be able to interview both of them tomorrow right here. So we'll see how that goes. So I'll tell you, by the time you're watching this, by the way, I'm recording this the evening of the 27th. So we have 3 shows scheduled tonight. It's the Saturday night. It's very busy. I just showed up and there's already a line around the door to get into the very exclusive private magic club known as the Magic Castle. And what does all this mean? Why am I doing this? Why am I here? And yeah, what I've really been thinking about is, first of all, it's such an incredibly cool and rare opportunity that I have to be able to perform in the capacity that I'm able to, because I'm not a magician at all. I'm just a piano player. I mean, I'm a lot more than a piano player, guys. All right, I'm a stand-up comedian. I'm an actor. I'm an improviser. But I happen to play piano. I've always loved music, and I've always had an affinity for playing piano throughout my life. I never took it super seriously. I would take lessons here and there. Every once in a while, I would go see like a jazz concert and would be blown away by the piano player. And so I would like ask the piano player, "Hey, do you teach? Will you teach me how to play jazz piano?" And then maybe I'd take a couple lessons and learn a few things and then be like, "Wow, this is really hard." And I don't think professional jazz piano player is in my future, but I learned a lot of sort of the basics in terms of music theory, chord structure, basic chord progressions, how to read a lead sheet, how to sort of improvise through chords. I mean, I can't do it at any sort of level of proficiency that would get me any sort of big opportunities exclusively as a jazz piano player, but that's never been my ambition anyway. And actually, when I was almost 30 years old, somewhere around there, I might have even been, I don't remember how old I was. The years just bleed into one. I might have even been a little bit older than that. I actually went back to the community college. So I'm like in my late 20s, maybe early 30s, and got in a couple jazz combos, like kind of their lower level jazz combos as a piano player, just because I wanted to just get a little bit more skill set, and took some piano lessons from one of the most incredible piano players I have ever seen. And I can picture him, and now I cannot remember his name. And I feel horrible that I am not thinking of this piano player's name. I think his first name is Nick. Nick Madsen. Nick Madsen? Anyway, this dude's piano playing ability was so off the charts. I cannot even describe how incredible this guy could wail on jazz piano. And he's also like a composer. I think he won a couple Emmys or something for like composing songs for television. I mean, he's been in the music biz, not only as a performer, but as a producer and a composer. And I had the opportunity to take piano lessons from him. And I remember this one piano lesson we did. It was there at the community college, and there was 2 pianos in the room. So he was sitting at one piano, I was sitting at the other. And we were just trading back and forth, soloing over like a simple jazz tune. I think I might have been Olio. So anyway, and there was just kind of this moment of like, I cannot believe that I actually get to be in the same room as this guy and get to hone my level of piano playing, which is about 7,800 levels below where he's at. But that I just get to kind of jam with this guy with whatever skill set, whatever little skill set I possess based off of his insurmountable skill set. So again, I've always had this love for the piano, and again, never took it so serious to where I was really like diving in. You know, I would learn classical pieces of music from time to time that I really liked, you know, sort of your classics like your Clair de Lune from Debussy, you got to learn that. And so, you know, I had a little bit of a repertoire, and then I joined a cover band in maybe 2005, 2006. That was kind of like a wedding dance band, cover band type. And I played keyboards for them. But, you know, it's all kind of pop tunes and, you know, Journey and country songs. And so, you know, it didn't really require a tremendously gifted and proficient piano player. I had a lot of fun with them. And then somewhere around maybe that same time, around 2004, 2005 maybe, the improv troupe that I really got my start as a comedian, the Jesters, had connected with me, I think through a friend of mine from church who knew that I was a piano player. And at that time, Jesters was looking to maybe incorporate some music improv into their comedy shows, into their improv shows. And, you know, Whose Line Is It Anyway, I think was getting really big about then, and everybody loved Wayne Brady and Laura Hall. I don't know if you know the show. If not, go Google Whose Line Is It Anyway, Wayne Brady and Laura Hall. I'm sure there's 1,000 videos online of Wayne Brady improvising songs on the spot, and Laura Hall was the piano player. So I had an opportunity to show up to a rehearsal or two of the Jesters as a piano player, as an improv piano player, which I had never done before. And I had zero training. Like, nobody taught me. I didn't even know improv. I mean, as a craft. And I barely knew piano. I mean, I knew how to play the thing, but in terms of being an improv piano player and understanding what that looks like, I was clueless. So I show up to this Jesters rehearsal, and I'm looking kind of, you know, I'm pretty insecure. I'm pretty not comfortable. I'm a little like overwhelmed because I viewed these performers, these improv performers, as these gods who had this skill set that I used to go watch all the time. I used to go watch the improv, but never did I ever think that I could be the guy to do it. But I showed up. I did the best I could. It didn't go quite well. There was a bit of a resistance from the troupe. I mean, it's a pretty new thing. Improv, as hard as it is, trying to incorporate improvised songs into it is a whole other level. So not all of the cast members were on board with even trying it. And again, I didn't really know what I was doing. So I couldn't really come in as a authority and say, hey, everybody, this is what music improv is. This is how you do it. This is how you get good at it. These are the improv games. These are the nuances. I'm here to help you. I can support all this. So it didn't really end up going anywhere. I think I rehearsed with them a couple times, and then it just kind of faded out. We never really got to the point to where we tried it in a show. So fast forward several years later, I end up joining the Jesters as a main stage cast member. And after I started to develop an affinity and a skill set for improvisation and realize I'm actually pretty good at this, the idea of incorporating piano into the improv sketches started to surface again. But now, since I had at least an understanding of improv and I felt comfortable, I had my improv legs. Now when I went to now introduce piano and music, so I sort of became the improv music director of the Jesters. I felt a lot more comfortable, and plus I had gained a little bit more facility as a piano player. So we started doing music improv at the Jesters, and I would play piano, and we incorporated a handful of music improv games, and I got to not only play the piano, but also sing a lot, which was really fun. Had a lot of great experiences doing music improv and playing piano. So fast forward, now it's 2015. I have my big Hollywood dream. I move out to Hollywood to do acting and to do stand-up comedy. And I didn't really have any ambition of playing piano or going and trying to make it as a musician. There were plenty of other significantly more talented improv piano players who were kind of the guys on the scene who all of the music improv troupes would hire and would use for their music improv games and their music improv skits. But I made my way in there a little bit. I got a job teaching at Second City, like a music improv workshop here and there. And then I actually got a music improv class that I would teach, which was really fun. And I got to create my own curriculum with that. And I would perform music improv every now and again, or I would play piano with music improv troupes every now and again as well. So with that little bit of music, improv, and piano experience I had, that led me to working with Bill Cott, who also ran a music improv troupe, and he actually had like a music improv workshop one night and just asked if I would come out and play piano. I was like, heck yeah, I'll come play piano. So we went. So I went and played piano for that, and at least triggered in his mind, oh, Paul can play the piano, at least passably. So now we're getting into maybe 2016, 2017, somewhere around there. And Bill and Dave Cox are doing this 2-person magic show that they had written and developed with another music director, another piano player. And that piano player ends up getting like another opportunity and isn't able to play piano for him anymore. And so Bill Cott reached out to me and just said, hey, do you think you would be able to be our piano player for this magic show? And there was no sheet music, as I recall. Actually, I don't think there was any sheet music. All he did was he just sent me a recording of their show. Just said, hey, this is what we do. And he maybe sent me some music tracks and just said, hey, this is what we do. Can you figure out how to play all of these piano parts? And it's about an hour-long show. There's a big opening number that they sing to. Other than that, there really is it's just underscoring. So it's just a lot of just underscoring ambiance type music. Like they do a film noir, so I do kind of the bluesy, jazzy thing. There's like this commercial, so I do kind of this happy commercial thing. They do a, there's a part where Satan comes out, Dave Cox dressed as Satan, and I do kind of the bum, 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 and just kind of all that stuff. So I ended up sort of taking what the old piano player had did and then really implementing my own style to the underscoring. And now I've been doing piano with these guys for the last, 6-7 years. And part of that is a couple times a year, I get to come out here to the Magic Castle. I get valet parking. I get free entrance. I get to hang out. I get a Posse card, which has a little fob on it, which gets me in the back secret entrance. I get to do a podcast in here. I get this, what do they call it? Like a card that I can use at any of the restaurants, and they fill that up with, X amount of dollars throughout the run. So I pretty much get, by the way, the food at the Magic Castle is incredible. It's like a $60-$70 a plate, really fancy dining room. And so I'll be like, yes, I'll have the filet, please. Yes, and some Brussels sprouts, please. So I get to feel very classy. And none of this was what I was going for. And I think that's sort of the point I'm driving at, is I moved out to Hollywood. I had this dream. I still have this dream, which is in other directions. But while pursuing that dream, by just showing up as I am and bringing what I have to offer to the table, in the meantime, these incredibly unexpected, cool experiences has surfaced. And they surfaced just because I was pursuing my dream. And although this isn't what I thought my dream was, and it's definitely not the end-all, be-all, it's just a really cool experience. It's so fun. It's so special. It's so unique. And I enjoy it and I relish it every time that I get to do this. And I think that is something to keep in mind, is that when you're pursuing a dream, understand that maybe the thing that you're going for, maybe it doesn't happen right away, or maybe it doesn't happen at all. But while you're in that pursuit, to just be aware of other cool things that have happened, other challenges, other experiences, other just other things that you didn't expect may surface, and to relish those, because I think that is one of the many benefits to going for a big dream, even if it doesn't seem like what you're actually going for is going to happen. At least in my experience, while you're still pursuing that big pie in the sky, that big trophy, whatever it is, and I say go for it, have no shame going for the big thing that you want. But also just take some time to go, well, have any other really cool things happened as a result of me pursuing this dream that I didn't even anticipate, that I didn't even know existed? I didn't even know the Magic Castle existed. And I didn't even know that Bill Cott, my friend, had a magic duo that needed a piano player. I wouldn't even known to ask for that or to pursue that specifically, because I didn't even know it existed. But just because I showed up, shared my talent as a piano player whenever I could, whenever it was appropriate, whenever it was asked of me, and I was more than happy to share that gift, it led to this really cool offshoot, which has given me such cool opportunities. And I get to connect with these incredible performers who are so gifted and so talented and so gracious and compassionate. And hopefully you'll get to meet them both tomorrow. So that is the podcast for today, coming to you live from the Magic Castle in Hollywood, California. Keep pursuing your dreams, everybody. I hope that they are going well and that you are having cool experiences, unique experiences, and that you can recognize that as a result of going for what you want and pursuing your dreams. All right, everybody. So I am going to wrap it up for now. But that is the Paul Green Comedy Podcast for April 28th. 2024, episode 151. I love you all so much, and I will talk to you tomorrow.